Now, hey guys, welcome to lesson 2. I am going to start this off in 2 phases because I feel like there is a tool that people don't know about that they need to know about if you are getting in the work and automation phase. And that is one of my favorite tools called Bloatado. Now, before I jump into the N8N workflow sort of thing, I want to walk you guys through this tool. Now, I have a lot of different tools. Like I'm talking about a lot because a lot of these tools I get in early, I buy a lifetime access, and I'm talking about social monials, I'm talking about SetApp, I'm talking about I used to do a lot with Hootsuite. There's a lot of other social media scheduling tools that I thought were going to be like amazing, off the charts. I think I own like 3 or 4 that I just bought the rights to. My favorite one so far, as far as just like scheduling posts out, is going to be the Bloatado and Socialmonials. Those are going to be my top 2. And I have done this now for over 15 years, testing out different tools like this. So when I tell you that, you might be wanting to comment something below, but trust me, I've tried it. So if there's a tool out there that's going to be like scheduling social media, I've already tried it. I've already loved it, didn't like it, moved on, saw some issues. And one thing that was getting me was that in N8N, there's not necessarily a lot of full integrations with social media. So if you're in here and you're like, I want to automate a script and you're trying to automate social media into your workflow, you can't do it without specific tools. The good thing about Bloatado is that you can connect all your social medias to that one platform. It gives you one API and you're good to go. You don't have to track all of these different APIs. So let's jump into Bloatado, if you will. So this is Bloatado. Bloatado is a great tool for a lot of reasons. And I'm going to go into those reasons. Number 1 is Bloatado was created for the sake of using the one API to control all of your social media accounts in a N8N workflow. So Bloatado was created with API and AI in mind. And when I say that, I'm not just saying that. I'm saying that you can go over here to the API dashboard. If you want to just see like how much API you're using, I'm using a lot. You can go into automation templates. Let's say you want to do a lot of these things that I'm trying to teach you. The templates are already here. They can give you, 2 email to long form thread. That's pretty neat. Send an email to yourself with a rough idea of what you want to post about. Then ChatGPT will clean it up, apply a viral thread template, and Bloatado will post it to all your socials. That is a pretty cool thing. I have not even seen that one before. Yeah, I might actually try that out later on. But one post everywhere. A lot of these are really cool because they draw it all out for you. They give you tips and tools on how to do it. So it's pretty neat. And I say all that to say that these guys are definitely API minded. So they're not just a tool that you can manually post all your stuff to and manually have to update, but this is a tool that links into other API tools like N8N and automates that whole process. So let's jump out of here and I'm going to go into the one that we were building before. And I'm going to show you the second step of this. So last week we went through the step of writing a blog and I went through here and one thing jumped out to me, and I'm just going to throw this out there for free, you guys, is that we're not necessarily thinking a lot of times on AEO. Everybody's stuck on SEO, but SEO is dying. And I'm saying that because you're no longer getting all the clicks that you would get from a Google search. You need to make sure your websites and your blogs are answering a question, titled with a question, and that's thought out so that if somebody goes to ChatGPT and say, hey, how do I build a voice AI in my company? That should be the title of your page. That should be the title of your blog. Now, you need to think about AEO more than SEO because, now that ChatGPT is putting ads in there, now that Gemini is there, now that the click volume to search engine platforms like Google, Yahoo are fundamentally dead, we need to think through making sure that these blogs are answering questions. So that's why I have here put concise answers in 2 to 4 sentences, use bullet points, number lists for clarity, add FAQ on how to schema markup, target keywords that are already showing featured snippets. So I'm basically telling it these things because those are the things that AI is going to be looking for when it's trying to find somebody a quick answer. Nobody's necessarily going through the Google search as much as they need to because even Google has Gemini that's showing you that AI result before you even look at the search results. So you want to make sure that your pages are showing up on that result. Now, jumping back over here, we are now in the social media side. So if you didn't see this part, go to my school account or click on the link in our meetup group. We do have I'm trying to keep an archive of these lessons for those who missed them. I know some of you, I've shot you messages directly if you want to join and be part of this discussion. But if not, this will be saved. This will be added to the group. So thank you guys for joining the group. Stick around. I will be deep diving into some other. If you're not part of my meetup group or my school account, get part of it. The school account is a free account. I do not share everything there. There are some lessons for my direct students that are behind the paywall. So if you want to pay $70 a month there or here, either way, I will be available to you to answer any questions. So now what we've done in the last part is we had ChatGPT create a blog. We had ChatGPT take that blog, created a SEO, AEO friendly title. Then we posted that to WordPress. We used Gemini to create an image. We use that image to upload and set to our WordPress blog. This is still my number one way of blogging, and my sites are doing well with it. So this is the latest blog that it's written, the 31st. That was yesterday. And here it is, another one, the 31st. And here's another one on the 29th. Another one on the 27th. So it's just running. It's on autopilot, which is awesome. And I love these thumbnails. I love them so much that I am also using them. So what we're doing here is the blogging's done. We've set the image, we set the meta tag data. Now another model is jumping in here, grabbing that blog. And what we're telling this model is we want you to take this and to create a LinkedIn post with this image, talking to the image, and break down the blog content for LinkedIn. So that's what we're doing here. So this model's grabbing it, downloading the image, and sending it over to LinkedIn directly. But not just LinkedIn, because what we're doing here with the whole download image, we're just basically taking that image that we made for our blog, pulling a Git, and just putting that URL here. So just so we have that image for all of our social media. So then what's happening? We now have this outputting, and actually let me do this because I never get tired of these blogs, so let's just go ahead and execute. And I'm not done with Bloatado. I'm going to jump back into that. I might do a separate video just for Bloatado because there's a lot to unhash there, but I will show you guys other things that I love about it. But what we're going to be doing is we're using Bloatado to basically add to all of our other social media accounts. My TikTok, my Twitter, my X account, my Facebook, my Instagram, everything is going through Bloatado. So the good thing about Bloatado is that when I go to my settings, I can see all of my pages, all of my brands here, and all that can be handled with just one API key. I'm also pulling in 11 Labs for my voice because Bloatado also creates videos. And if you want to use it to create an AI video of yourself using HeyGen, 11 Labs, Bloatado will actually create the video and send it out. But I love Submagic, so I add that extra step. But here we go. So it's written the blog, generate the image. Let's see what that image looks like because I don't know what kind of blog it just, ooh, nice. Unlike how I have Moketo, so okay, great. This is wrong. This is 2024. It's 2026. This is a problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to, I would say stop this from running, but it's still running. So let's just, I guess it did stop here, but because I don't want, old, outdated blog. So I'm going to post something here in our thing here and tell it, do not post about 2024, 2025. Make sure all dates are 2026 and beyond. Easy fix, easy peasy, re-executing. So what I'll do in this situation, because I don't like having outdated stuff, I'm going to refresh, see if that blog has popped up. There it is. I am going to click into this blog. I don't want to get rid of this because it's still a really good article, I'm sure. So what I will do is I will go into edit post and I'm just going to move this to the right year that it's supposed to be in. And I can probably make an automation that looks for this. But so what we'll do is we'll say 20 easy. Whoa, that's 2042, 2024, 2024. Okay, great. Save. and we're good. So all that did is that just pushed it back to 2024 so that if somebody goes to my front page, they will not see it because, yeah, it's out of date. Now, let's see what the new output looks like. So it's written a new blog. How will AI-driven personal platform enterprise marketing by 2020, 2026? That's still not right, so I'm going to try this again. Today's date is, boom. Let's just put today's date in there and execute so it knows what day it is. You guys are with me in real time here, so we're just walking through this and making sure this is working. Okay, I mean, it knows the date, it's saying that. I think I can still use it. So let's do this. Great. So if that's the case, I'm just gonna go all the way over to my LinkedIn model and say, hey, bring that here. So that's going to keep executing. It's going to add a draft to WordPress. It's now generating our image. Image is being generated, uploading the image to WordPress. I want to see the image, so I'm just going to hit here and review. Looks good enough. Now it's going to take that blog, turn it into a social media post, grab the image, and create a post on LinkedIn. Is that post on LinkedIn for Engage Posts? This new brand I just created. Let's see, and there it is. Great, it's there. This one needs to go. Let's delete that, but it's here, and it's a cool article. Boom, nice. Hashtagged. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So great. Now that's been done. That's been posted. We love that. And so what happens next? I'm using Bloatado for Facebook as well. So I'm going to say Facebook. For the text, I am grabbing not the blog, but I am grabbing the output from that model that says, hey, grab this and turn this into a LinkedIn post or a social media post. I can go to set image and there's an image link rendered and I'll just grab that. So media URL and there we go. So what's happening is that Bloatado is going to speak with Facebook. Facebook's going to call the brand and it's going to add it to the next free slot. I've already set up my time slots in Bloatado. So in my calendar, all of these are going to basically be scheduled out. And since I've been running this automation for so long, this is me still scrolling. It has made content, goodness, it's made content, still scrolling. For my food brands, my other brands, all the way to May the 29th. Which is insane. So I love it. I love it. I love it though. You know, I don't have to worry about it. Because I mean, I get busy with my other businesses. My 9 to 5 is automation. I have big clients. So this next week we're onboarding another client. So because of that, I know that I'll be busy working with those clients. And in the back of my mind, I don't have to worry about, hey, is my blogging getting done? Is my social media posting? Are there videos of me talking? All that's automated with this one workflow that we're talking about today. So Facebook is going through Bloatado. Instagram, same thing, going through Bloatado. It's grabbing the same image. If upload message is rendered, blah, 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 blah. Okay, great. All of that's good to go. TikTok even has its own. For TikTok, obviously, I have Gemini coming in here, and I'm telling Gemini, hey, do not make this more than 200 characters. I'm going to go ahead and drop this down to 150 because I'm starting to realize that Gemini doesn't include the hashtags in that. So let me go ahead and execute this again. If it adds too much to say, then Gemini will give me, Bloatado actually will give me an error and saying, hey, you know, you're putting way too many words in this, so we're not going to post it. I don't want to hear that, so let's see if this works. Gemini's really thinking about that 150 words. So it's done. Okay, since that's there, I can go here and say, have you executed? Good, done. So that's been submitted to TikTok. Great. Now we have LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Okay, I'm not missing anything actually. What am I doing? All right, so Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. Am I missing anything? This isn't TikTok. That's my problem. This is Twitter. Okay, I'm getting confused by my own writing here. So let's change this to Twitter. And then TikTok is not really going to let me post like a static image. So let's just ignore that for now until our next video. Because in our next video next week, we're going to be going through all of the video creation and how we're going to basically create an avatar version of myself, reading a summary of that blog with full edits. And that's going to be the last lesson on this one workflow. Then we're going to get into some fun stuff as far as sales botting goes. I'm going to build a sales bot from scratch in our next series because I have been brought on by Clover to build them a sales bot. So this is going to be fun. But if you guys have any questions with this, if you want me to send you a copy of this file, just let me know, and I will. If you are a current student, you should have access to these already. Now, Bloatado is still like, if it wasn't for Bloatado, I would have to basically find APIs for all of these different social media pages, put them in there, hope they have the right settings to schedule things out. But Bloatado does that for me. Now let's go through all the things that Bloatado can do, because I do love this tool. This is my favorite social media scheduling tool. Now, if I am scheduling on the fly, then I will use a tool like this, which is Socialmonials, because I can just grab here, click on Engage Posts, boom, and just add my stuff, and it adds it across all the social media. I love this tool. Most likely you haven't heard of it because it's not really public yet, but it is a great, great tool. But the reason I like Bloatado is because it lets me schedule through this method. And this method lets me not have to schedule it every single time and think of what to write and ChatGPT a description, which I had to do manually every single time. It just makes it so much easier. Now, one thing I do love about Bloatado is when you come in here, you have inspiration. I have AI News as my inspiration. So what I can do is I can say, hey, I need a like range of a minimal of 100 likes. AI video. Let's try something like this. From a situation to a full video ad. Model trained on I like this. So I could remix it. Boom. So I see something I like. This could probably work with my Engage Post channel. I click remix. All right. So blah. Okay. So model trained, blah, 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 blah. Save source. Don't need to save the source, but let's try to make a article post text. Done. So now that we have a source, let's click on this. Let's remove all this. Remix this source, but keep the direct. Remix this source, but keep direct link. No camera code. Just okay. Just already did it. Great. Let's see. Upload file. So it's just an easy way of finding an idea. If we need an idea, I already made somebody with a bag. I guess I could all just use a version it made. One thing I like about this tool, it makes the images for you. Now look at that. Pretty sick. Okay. I'll just say from a Bloatado generation to a few full video ad. So let me add media and I'll just generate AI video. Wow, this is wild. It does a lot. I've not seen all of this before. So I am blown away about all the different ways. You can create all of your content right here, guys, if you really want to just create content. We have image slideshow with text overlays. We have, this is insane, AI selfie talking video with consistent character. I want to see like how much credit they actually give me to do these sort of things. Grab your video idea. So this is pretty wild. So can I change the character or will it be this guy? This is the question I have. This is how new social media tools need to be. Because if I just go into create post, it has all of this for me. It's made this image for my TikTok post. I just wrote what the post was about. It made the image automatically, which is insane. So I can do this. I can go to Twitter and I can press schedule. When I do that, it's going to say, hey, where to? Let's just go here. Publish. It's done. It's out. So I literally just took an inspiration, made a post about it, and Bloatado created my own image. So I'm not just having to copy what I saw, but it's pretty neat with the inspiration part. Prompts, this is neat as well. What this does is it helps you when you're posting your posts. If you want to do different prompts that are viral, 5 engaging questions, 3 tips. So I can take this prompt and use this in N8N, which I do a lot if I need it to write me like a social media post. But that's what these prompts are for. This is pretty cool. Like I use some of these in my Bloatado and my N8N workflows. So you have prompts that you can use. Beyond that, you've got sources. If I want a source like Dan Martell, for instance, I can grab this source from Dan Martell. Here's a URL. And I can use this source when I'm posting. So I can create a post and I can say, hey, I need to add a source. And they're going to say, great, what kind of source? And I'm going to say, I need a source that I've already looked at or that I want. So I can put that source here and it will give me the same type of output as the source. And one other thing that I really want to talk about is the Viral AI Coach. This thing studies thousands and thousands of videos. So when you have a video that you think you want to run, let's see, let me just grab one. I know a lot of these posts that I've done recently aren't doing the best, so they're just gonna get ripped apart. So if I grab this and I throw this in there, it's gonna analyze it, and it's gonna respond to me and tell me this video is great or this video is trash, here's why. And it's gonna tell me all the things I've done wrong with it. So beyond that, what makes Bloatado the best platform for me is just what it can do inside of N8N. It is pretty amazing software. And if you guys want to try this out, I have a link in the description below. Click on that, sign up. I think it'll be $29 through the link, and that is not a lot of money, folks, especially if you have social media people on your team that you're using, like I was when I found this tool. It is not a lot of money to pay the $29 for what it does for you. Just having a viral tool that can study all of your videos before you post them and tell you what's going to go viral. If I get above a 50 with this tool, then I'm happy. I usually get about 1,000 views at least. I got a 41 on here, which makes sense. This video didn't do above 100 on YouTube. But one thing that's cool that it does is that it says, hey, your hook is bad. Here's different hooks you could use. Hey, your problem benefit is bad. Here's different problem. So what I usually do is I will copy all of these, give these to ChatGPT and say, hey, remake the video with these hooks. And I will make 5 versions of the same video and use those to post because I trust how this works. So anyways, I hope that helps you guys. Thank you guys for coming on board and for watching me rant through this. If there's any questions you have, leave it in the comments below, and I will talk to you soon.